3-0 by Teesside quite comfortably by the reigning champions. And here's Aspire's squad. They have Sally McNeil, Dan McClellan, John Boulding, Jordan Williams, Rich George, Tom Kelly and John Dixon. Now their starting four is in no debate at all. They will go with the tried and tested combination of Tom Kelly and John Boulding in the centre, with Dan McClellan and John Dixon on the wings. Expecting high energy. What's your prediction for this, Nick?
I've got to give it an Aspire win, I think, because they've been so solid. A goal or two. I think it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I was privileged to commentate on Newcastle versus Teesside earlier. Newcastle started the game with real intent. They were looking really dangerous in the opening 5 minutes, but then the class of Teesside just shone through. They took control completely.
Now, of course, I can see the Teesside team at the far end getting ready to watch this match. Really, they want a Newcastle win, don't they?
They will be hoping for that.
Rarely they'll want another North East team to come out on top.
Yeah.
Now, we wondered, there was an England camp yesterday, wasn't there? 20 or so players, roughly. We wondered whether they'd all be a bit tired or they'd come out firing, all guns blazing, and I think they've all come out hot, haven't they?
Yeah, I think tomorrow afternoon there's some really late games tomorrow, and a couple of teams have 3-game Sundays, a couple of the teams that will have had players. I think the level at that point could start to get a little bit tired, but before that, but up until this point, it's been very high, and I think, if anything, the England camp and all the banter between the players that are playing against each other this weekend has just added to the competitiveness of the game. For a big game, you've got Paul Yates in the centre as the referee, with Jeff Lewis, head of referees, on one line, and Dave Morris on the other, so a fully qualified complement. As Aspire and Newcastle are ready, the two captains, the young Ollie Crawshaw and, well, the anything but John Boulding in the centre, experienced, the England captain. You don't wonder that by the end of their careers, how many players on this court will have played for England. Ollie Crawshaw, one for the future. Dan McClellan in the squad right now. It feels like a game between two of the most exciting squads in the league. And we're nearly ready to go. So Newcastle, with a vocal support, vuvuzelas and megaphones up on the mezzanine up there.
I can't remember. That might just appear on the screen, doesn't it?
I'm not sure. If you can see them, they've got the flags up there with a lovely tribute to Albie Morris, who's always remembered in Newcastle and everywhere in the Powerchair community. And then the Newcastle crest with the black and white checks, the trademark. As we kick off, it's Ollie Crawshaw, so the teams are as we expected. Crawshaw, Simpson and Steer, with Lee Armstrong behind them, and Tom Kelly in goal. John Boulding, Dan McClellan and John Dixon, and it's Newcastle who take the initiative immediately and win a kick-in.
Now Newcastle home, but they're playing in green.
Yeah, I think it's just out of choice, I guess.
Right.
To be fair, the kits, you sort of get a bit of a choice as long as there's no clash. It's John Boulding into the battle immediately with Ollie Crawshaw.
Leaves it to Dixon.
Good play from Aspire early on, moving the ball nicely.
I could see down the sight line there, just trying to get it between Armstrong and Simpson. Just a couple of inches away, if not, it was on for Dixon with a shot on the post. But it's moving so quickly already, isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't help but feel that this was going to be a game of furious pace and intensity. It's not disappointed so far as Aspire coming forward now. Poor effort from John Dixon there with the front bumper. They have to get in and recover now, Aspire, and they've done so well. Picked up a good defensive shape.
That's right, we should have high expectations, but you described a poor effort there when he was probably 6 inches out. Over 10 metres,
Boulding fires it up the court.
If either of us could have got the ball within 3 feet, we'd have been jumped.
By the very high standards of John Dixon, who is quickly becoming one of the most prolific wingers in the league. A real rise to stardom for John Dixon. Was a very good and solid goalkeeper when he was at Thrussell's, but since moving to Aspire, he's made that wing position his own, and the chemistry he has with Dan McClellan is one of the best relationships in the league.
It's funny the switches players make, isn't it? We were talking earlier about Dylan Kelsall, who would have been a winger with West Brom, and yet for Leeds he was playing deep. And still being very effective. Really versatile, these top players.
Yeah, they're very technically good, and that in this sport can get you anywhere, really. It's a good atmosphere in the Lee Westwood Sports Centre. It feels like a real occasion, this game.
Credit to Newcastle, they brought it and they've made Aspire respond, the Aspire crowd, haven't they?
Yeah, they have indeed. Aspire moving it nicely. John Boulding.
2-on-1 there. John expecting more from Dixon there. Gesticulating wildly, as he always does. John very commanding on the court.
Instructions being sent to Ollie Crawshaw. I actually think John Dixon didn't necessarily make the mistake. I think John Boulding probably should have stayed wide and let Dan McClellan take control of that ball. Ollie Crawshaw plays straight into Dan McClellan. That's not what he would have been looking for. Cole Simpson takes the ball under control. Off the back of Lee Armstrong. In the penalty area now, John Boulding. Armstrong.
Oh, a chance here if this ball can get out to Dixon, across to McClellan quickly. Oh, just didn't quite come off, did it?
It's quite unlucky, that.
Now, is that, I don't know if it's coming off on the camera, I think that's the shiniest bumper I've ever seen. In front of John Dixon's chair.
John Dixon,
I need my sunglasses.
The bright silver and the frosted tips. He radiates, does he, when he's on the court, John Dixon. Boulding in the penalty area. Armstrong and Crawshaw wise to it, and that was actually very clever from John Boulding.
Good work from Armstrong as well, reading the ball.
They conceded a sloppy one earlier, Newcastle, a couple of sloppy goals actually, but especially Tyler Reeves, who just dribbled through the middle of the defensive pairing and just slotted it between them. Really nothingy goal.
Oh, wow.
Boulding.
Reverse from John there, brilliantly read. Well, again, Armstrong comfortable in goal, didn't get pulled out of position.
Boulding.
I mean, the pace that move took, you can't make a decision as the keeper, can you? You have to already be in position.
You do. Dixon picks off to McClellan. Well dealt with by Cole Simpson. Dan McClellan's going to get around. This is where he loves to have the ball, Dan McClellan. In the corner. McClellan
he's done it!
To Dixon.
Oh,
what a great move.
Very well read by Crawshaw. Great move by Aspire.
Ball across from McClellan to Dixon was pretty much perfect. And
yeah.
The finish. Just not
This is everything we hoped it'd be.
Yeah, it's a furious intensity here in Corte, and it's great to see. Two sides really going for it. And in a season where there's been a lot of stalemates, particularly when the top sides have faced each other, this is a really refreshing watch.
At the moment, the balance significantly with Aspire, but a few shots on goal.
But you can just sense the pace on the ball that Aspire are putting. Newcastle can redirect that in their direction. Anything could happen. Oh, McClellan! Oh.
Again, really good defending from Newcastle.
I have to say, Aspire are absolutely all over
But it's
Newcastle.
just the three. I mean, this is 3v4 in a way, isn't it? With Tom Kelly staying deep for Aspire. Although at the same time, Kieran for Newcastle is staying high as well.
Still with John Dixon. Oh. Goal kick. Yeah, this is a great game of football to watch.
Leaf on the court.
Nick doing his part to clean up.
There's trouble with these autumn fixtures, isn't it? You know, leaves everywhere.
The drive over from the like changing room area in their strike forces.
Oh, talking of which, I don't know. If has there been any social media on the little strike force model that Alex brought?
I've seen that upstairs. I don't know if it's like a public thing, but I went up and saw it just now, and it's unbelievable. Dan McClellan takes control in the centre. Cole Simpson, one of the players that was at that development camp yesterday.
Right.
These two played against each other in a fixture. Dan McClellan, who at times just looked like the ball is on a string. Crawshaw makes the block.
So how many caps has Dan had for England now?
I think he got his one for Argentina. He's been to France and the home nations this year, or granted a cap as well. So technically three, but appearances for England.
Yeah, appearances.
I'm not sure,
what I mean. You said Argentina. You meant Australia.
Australia, sorry, yeah. Argentina's next year. Yeah. So much international football.
All beginning with A. Yeah, I mean, he's an old hand. At the England camps now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been there for quite a while. Dixon. Bowling.
And they were presented the caps at the
it was the FA Awards night.
That must have been nice. It took a while for the FA to sort out the presentation of caps generally.
Yeah.
But it's nice they're now acknowledged well, aren't they?
Yeah, they went and got their caps.
Were you there?
I was not at the awards night, but Dan was, and my mum was, and they said it was a fantastic night, and good. All the para squads were there, and it looked very good. As John Bowling, another one who received, well, he must have a lot of caps now.
So for those people planning on following their team in 2026, there's certainly no ticket price controversy for Argentina, is there?
No, well, I mean.
So if you don't want to follow England to the USA, follow them to Argentina.
Yeah, better quality as well. They got more chance of winning, I reckon.
In fact, that's not a bad shout, is it? If you'd only follow the running game, and you can't get there because of the ticket prices for the USA, go and follow the Three Lions parity.
Yeah, Ollie Crawshaw, John Bowling battling fiercely to the sideline there. Nearly taking out the Newcastle coaching staff in the process.
That's quite a bold thump from John there. Get the wrong rebound, and that's a goal threat for Aspire. But locked it up. It's backed off. I mean, we're only 10 minutes in. Backed off a bit from the original frenetic pace, but Newcastle coming back a bit. Aspire having to work.
Ollie Crawshaw being spurred forward by the support up in the stands above. Does a great job of getting wide. And John Bowling just uses all of his experience to see that ball behind. Goal kick.
Kelly on the ball for Aspire, goal kick. Out to Bowling, Crawshaw intercepts. Slightly sloppy from John there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was risky.
Rarely you'd say that, but it just went in the middle into nowhere.
A big spin from Tom Kelly into Dan McClellan was risky, but number 7 was aware and alert.
Well read by John Dixon, came all the way across there, didn't quite make it, but it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, a bit of pressure from John Dixon. Never know what effect that had on the ball playing. Bowling.
Oh, nice dummy.
Newcastle, they're not taking any chances with their goal kicks. They're having Ollie Crawshaw take them, which does limit their options in the outfield.
Does, but John is a renowned returner of a goal kick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Ooh, 2-on-1 risky here with Dixon so deep, but
probably could have let it go out for a corner there, John Dixon. But also, I can understand him trying to recycle the play. Aspire very good when the ball's actually in play in and around the area. Cole Simpson having a hell of a battle with John Bowling right now.
Oh, great! Oh, I mean, but great play by John on the ball, and Cole Simpson recovering, but John managed to take it round him. Steer on the ball, Boulding again. Just Dixon's been locked up in this corner for a bit, not been able to contribute. He's shot away off now to the other side. Gone for a Spire kick in. Oh, good interception by Armstrong. It's gone a long way. Boulding's picked it up. Well recovered by Dixon. Crawshaw drives straight into McClellan. It's gone out for an Aspire kick in. I don't know if they seem much more mobile than many teams. McClellan and Dixon just switching and switching all the time.
They are very fluid in that regard. Blocked again by Armstrong. He's been very...
So chance for... Is he going to take it? Oh! So Newcastle showing what they've got. You know, they can transition very quickly. Spire's three upfield players, Boulding, McClellan and Dixon. If they get caught, Spire can
that was risky.
Come back.
They had similar chances in the Teesside game and they're just not taking them, and frustratingly for them. There were a couple of times where they were set away really nicely on the counter-attack and they just couldn't do much with it.
Again, we were talking about players' versatility. I'm sure a few seasons ago Armstrong would have been Newcastle's top scorer.
Yeah,
maybe they get more security with him in defence, but maybe needs to press up a bit if he's still got those goal-scoring kind of eyes. Like you say, if they're getting chances but not converting them at this level against these teams, that's too risky, isn't it? So 15 minutes into this first half, Slater Gordon National League Premiership. Aspire currently top of the league and probably on by 1 point, I think. Just trying to remember the league from previously.
Put up the top six again for
with one of the best goal differences, but being held currently by Newcastle. In a way, a draw does neither of these two teams a favours, but bunches up the top even more.
Cole Simpson does really well to keep that in. So the danger not gone for Aspire, despite I think the fact they were hoping that would roll out for a goal kick. Corner for Newcastle, so the pressure building. This game is in real stalemate. They're well up for this Newcastle, you can just tell.
They've weathered the storm, haven't they? And
just feels like a much bigger occasion than their game against Teesside this morning did. A lot of history between these two in recent years, to be fair, Aspire and Newcastle.
At least one cup face-off as well.
Cup finals.
In the final. In a way, that was Newcastle being a Premier team for some while, but that cup was the start of their challenging run for many things, wasn't it?
Yeah, that season was their real explosion into sort of the main frame, and then obviously they had last season, which probably by what they were hoping for wasn't what they were looking for. But then, obviously, a summer of change with Ethan Fisher deciding to make the move to Leeds, who are currently beating Throssels on court B, and so a complete factory reset for Newcastle again. New players,
new talent
new
come
roles.
in, new players coming into the squad. Again, you know, Crawshaw and Simpson, relatively junior members. Armstrong's the old hand, isn't he?
He is.
Ref's flagged has gone out. Is that a kick in or another
I think it was
infringement?
encroachment from Dan McClellan. He's moved before the ball was struck. Encroached for 5 metres. So that actually becomes a free kick.
a kick into a free kick. The point of encroachment, it would appear like.
Yeah.
Gained a few yards.
In Europe, that's a straight yellow card.
Is it?
No questions asked,
Oh.
yeah. Which is quite unfortunate, because a lot of times people, I've seen it before where people have been like fainted, like they pretend to hit it, and then so someone then drives, and then they hit it against them, and they've got yellow cards for it, and it's like, yeah, it's harsh. As Ollie Crawshaw spins fantastically away from Boulding, but then Boulding gets around him. Simpson, Crawshaw. Boulding can't get the spin on it he would have liked. One thing I would say that I've not heard very much this game is the whistle. It's been very free-flowing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Armstrong out of the penalty area now, so has to take this ball away.
Just a pendulum swung back slightly to Aspire. But Crawshaw easily with that lovely ball out to Steer. Steer will be looking for Simpson, I guess. Is Boulding going to be able to cut it off? No. Oh! That was a chance, wasn't it? Your point earlier about Newcastle just not quite finishing. Came off Simpson's bumper and around and right when he really needed it.
A
much
massive
straighter
opportunity that, yeah. Really just
and
smacks
great
the
play
front
up to that
bumper.
last point. Steer avoiding Boulding as he put it across the box, the right pace. Perhaps just a nudge fast. I mean, not Steer's fault, but maybe that's why it went across Simpson.
Yeah, I think
Steer has to put it
Steer
full
did a
pace,
great
doesn't
job,
he?
yeah. Simpson probably will say that he probably could have made a better connection with the front bumper, but going at that pace, and he was trying to join the attack late on as well. Newcastle showing real signs of life here, having a real go, and Aspire right now can't get through them. So for all their early period of dominance, Aspire, which in the first 5 minutes it looked like they were absolutely all over Newcastle.
So I think on balance you'd have to just give it to Newcastle because they've dealt solidly with any of Aspire's attacks. Really, Aspire have had those little gaps, but Newcastle haven't been able to create from it. So even if Aspire sharpen up, Newcastle are still looking solid.
Yeah, they really are. Dan McClellan.
And they, I think that's given them confidence, hasn't it? They're not phased at all. I mean, why would they be? They're near the top of the league. Oh,
John Dixon with
again,
a strike.
though. Solid from Armstrong in Newcastle goal. So the clock's run down to 0. It's with the ref. If we haven't heard the whistle much, there can't be that much extra time.
Steer is going to try to drive it out. Tom Kelly does
blimey.
well.
Quite brave from Kelly. He's way out of his, not just out of his goal, but left to right out as well.
Dan McClellan fires off the chair. It's going to be probably the last action of the half, this.
Boulding straight to McClellan, I think, where his eyes are going. McClellan, oh, I don't know if that's deliberate from Steer. It's getting very close to Boulding, but refs, that's half time.
So,
Breathless half.
Yeah, very breathless. Lots to contemplate for either side in this half-time team talk. Aspire 0, Newcastle 0 is the current state of play, though. Chances at both ends. Aspire started the game really well, but the Newcastle resurgence in the second quarter of that game.
So I'm going to stick with my prediction of a goal either way.
That's
but perhaps a little more in Newcastle's favour, but we're going to see what happens in the second half, aren't we?
It's going to be a great watch. I'm excited for it. We'll see you back here for the second half of Aspire versus Newcastle shortly. Well. First half was a cracker. It was end-to-end. It was fast-paced. It was physical. But it was goalless.
Yeah. And as you were saying, we can't see it ending 0-0. There's going to be a moment, isn't there?
So we're back underway. Both sides unchanged. You can understand that. Both sides put out their best four, and well, it was a finely balanced game by all accounts. Both will feel that they've got that moment in them. It so nearly came for Newcastle when Kieran Steer flashed across goal.
Yeah, and Aspire have had a lot of effort. I mean, maybe 5 to 10 efforts on goal. Maybe not 10, but the Newcastle defence has been solid. Oh, as it was again. Oh.
Much better from Aspire.
Yeah. They started a bit like this in the first half, didn't they? Right on it, pressure on the goal, but then slowly Newcastle kind of took it back to them. Newcastle playing with Steer all high all the time and acting as the outball, so they can hit it out comfortably. In a way, it caught them out, didn't it? Simpson wasn't able to catch up, just didn't get his bumper on that chance enough.
I do actually rate the playing with a outball. A lot of teams, when they play against sides like Aspire, just have no outball and they just play very compact, all 4 players deep, and then when they clear the ball, it just comes straight back at them. But
and 3 in's enough, isn't it? 3 in the box, or in and around the box, enough to defend.
You'd think so, if you keep your discipline, definitely.
Yeah. And I don't think they've given away a 2-1. I mean, it's rare, you know. So to your point about discipline, Newcastle have been fantastic from that respect. I haven't said Aspire, but now the Vuvuzelas, is it?
Yeah, the big horns up top. Quality support from the Geordies, as you'd expect.
Oh, picking the pace up, but still not enough to break through from Aspire.
Now Cole Simpson has a chance. Well dealt with by John Boulding in the end. Crawshaw and McClellan. Crawshaw gets round him and then straight into a battle with John Boulding. Wins a kick in, does well.
Now Aspire have left Dixon up here. You were talking earlier about the out. Oh, Armstrong being drawn out slightly, but so Aspire with 3-on-3.
Ollie Crawshaw is battling so hard in there, doing so well.
You can just see the switch between forward and backward there, lifting John's wheels just slightly. Just trying to give that dummy on Crawshaw. That's gone out for a goal kick.
I'd like to have maybe seen John Boulding. Maybe like to see John Boulding play back to Dan McClellan there rather than trying to win the set piece, so that you can understand why he's gone for it. Just intrigued as to Jeff Lewis was discussing something with the Newcastle supporters above. Dan McClellan, powerful ball towards the back post.
There's a slightly funny rule, isn't there, where the rule's a rule. Oh, is this? Oh, broke free. McClellan on it. You're not allowed to coach from the sidelines. Now, of course, what are the fans going to do but shout instructions at the team?
I'm not sure whether.
So I can't believe they're being told not to.
I'm not sure if it was that or something to do with the Vuvuzela. It may have been a Vuvuzela related
But they're
issue,
not banned, are they? Oh. Oof. Yeah. So it's one of those there, the ref's subjective decision if the ball is a bit dangerous. So it can go over height, but if it's dangerous, they'll bring it into a set ball, which is done here.
Yeah, that was particularly high. Ollie Crawshaw comes out of the set ball with it at his guard. Boulding straight into the tackle. Go on, Ollie, is the shout from many voices above. John Boulding, though, does well to muscle his way out of that challenge.
So after that opening salvo, Aspire have just dropped off slightly, haven't they? I say that, and they've had at least 3 or 4 shots on goal already.
Yeah, they've definitely in control in this second half.
It doesn't feel like Newcastle are going to break, though. They're defending solidly, aren't they? And unfazed. It's not panic defending. So it's going to take something extra special from Aspire. But they are a team with extra special in the locker on many occasions. Now, cross to McClellan again, well read by Simpson now. I don't think Boulding knew he was coming, did he?
No, he didn't. So we're nearing the period of the game which Spire scored their winner in their clash with Teesside earlier on in the season. Boulding, Dixon fluffs that. Won't want to see that one again.
Oh, Armstrong flashed it out to McClellan. I don't think he meant to. Didn't quite work out. Kick into Aspire.
Newcastle defending resolutely.
Dixon, he's found the gap. Oh!
I wonder if Dan McClellan, maybe if he'd been angled differently, would have had a shot there.
Yeah. I wonder if Newcastle are kind of man marking, not literally marking the man, but it looks like Crawshaw follows the shot that Dixon might play and Armstrong on McClellan. So often teams will get pulled together, won't they? And
yeah.
they don't seem like they're doing that, which is why I think they're defending so resolutely.
Yeah, that's a good shout. They're blocking everything.
Yeah. It does require a lot of discipline, though, doesn't it? It's so easy to, even a couple of inches out in the wrong direction and you create that gap for the ball to go through.
Here's John Dixon. Ollie Crawshaw gets it off him. Drives straight onto the front bumper of Boulding. Going to be a kick in for Aspire.
Earlier on we were on about the lack of 2-on-1s and the discipline of the teams. I don't think John gesticulated or said anything to John Dixon there, but Dixon knew to back off to allow John to come in and play the attack.
Here's Cole Simpson.
And that's where a lot of teams fail, isn't it? They're not quite sure, need a signal, don't get it, and come in 2-on-1. Now I'm feeling that Newcastle are less penetrative when they're slow attacking Aspire.
Yeah.
They almost need a fast transition, don't they?
Yeah, the set pieces and stuff haven't been their friend in this game. Of course, now we say that they'll go and score from a set piece. Dixon. Trying to get the flick back. Boulding, it's Dan McClellan into John Boulding.
Oh! Shame John missed it again. It looked to me like Armstrong and Crawshaw were positioned to catch that strike.
Yeah, well, that would have been such a powerful one from Boulding. It either would have gone absolutely rocketing off a chair or flying into the air or something. I guess we'll never know. No. Boulding strikes forward again. Arguably a 2-on-1 in there. Referee waves play on. Kick in for Newcastle. Kelly. Contact.
It's a bit tricky for, I don't know if that's the way it has to be, but they've got Bobby Williams and the Aspire coaches on the left-hand side of the court as we're looking at it from the camera.
Yeah.
He's got much less space than if they put them on this side of the court. Is that a home and away thing or just the...
I'm not sure how they really negotiate it, to be fair. McClellan
Go
fires
on,
the ball across
Dixon!
to John Dixon.
Was that a missed shot? I think it was, wasn't it? He was shooting. Just went wide. Did it get a touch? No.
I think it just went wide. I need to see that back.
So that's 2 miscues from Aspire. John missed one for a blaster. Oh, again. Crawshaw. And when we're going to end up giving the player of the match to a shot stopper.
Yeah.
Not a match winner.
It's looking that way. Right now, although there's still 10 minutes left, do you think if Aspire can keep creating chances like that, you never know.
Definitely, I'm not thinking Tom Kelly's been bothered at all this half, has he?
Not
In
particularly.
the Aspire goal.
It's been a very much...
And Armstrong and Crawshaw working very hard in Newcastle defence, but they have been impenetrable.
It's been a more defensive performance in this half. From Newcastle, sorry, and Aspire really trying to knock it into high gear. Dixon. Ooh.
That's where the guile of Dan, a loose ball in there, and not only can he finish with a shot, he can dribble it over the line, can't he? But didn't break.
Dan McClellan wins the corner. What are they going to do with this set piece? It's going to be taken by John Dixon. So every time so far it's gone across, John Bowling's engaged it with that front bumper. What's he going to do this time? Bowling towards McClellan at back post, just too much. They're getting frustrated here, Aspire.
It's got to be tough, hasn't it? Because all of the directions coming from John Bowling, very senior player. Although a lot of experience, Premiership experience from John Dixon and Dan McClellan. It's got to affect your play a bit if John's getting anxious.
Ooh, is this going to be a penalty kick?
Now,
penalty for Aspire.
I've never seen a ref be so apologetic in giving a penalty.
This is a big moment.
No, I don't think we were expecting this, were we?
I think it was a penalty, though. When I saw it, I think instantly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Aspire's number 7, Dan McClellan.
I'm not even sure. It wasn't even ill discipline, was it? It was just a bit of bad luck in a way.
Scores it. Aspire have the lead.
Yeah.
Dan McClellan with a big goal for his side. He's come up with a few of them this season. Newcastle will be really frustrated with that because they've defended really resolutely. But you have to say, on the balance of play, it's been Aspire probing away in the second half.
It has, hasn't it?
And it's probably a deserved goal, that considered.
Yeah. Kelly, like Tom Kelly in Aspire goal, was saying, hadn't really been troubled. Crawshaw and Armstrong playing outstandingly in defence for Newcastle, but just a slight mistake. I think it was Armstrong, wasn't it, and a penalty. But just we were just saying, how is John's anxiousness, or frustration going to convey itself to Dixon and McClellan, and then McClellan steps up, cool as a cucumber, and finishes the penalty, as if nothing was amiss.
By the way, we were just saying, sorry, not just saying, but really interestingly, John Bowling, Aspire captain, England captain, didn't step up to take the penalty.
Well, that must be, I don't know how many penalties Aspire have had this season. That was
the first one of the season.
Is it?
So.
Okay, there must have been.
I mean, Dan McClellan.
There must be practice stats on that, mustn't there?
Dan McClellan has form with penalties,
right?
But so does John Bowling.
Yeah.
You just think Aspire get a penalty, you think it would always be him, but not in that instance. McClellan now, he's just going to turn on this ball and try and take Ollie Crawshaw away from goal.
Perhaps that's good, I'll call it humble captaincy, wasn't it? Ronaldo famously hadn't scored a free kick for like 100 free kicks or something, but he still insisted on stepping up and taking every one because it might be a worldie.
That does not surprise me, though.
I think that might have been his second stint at Man U. Fernandes definitely had better free kick stats, but just couldn't ever get in.
John Dixon had a chance there on the counter. Aspire, you'd think, will just try and manage this game now.
Yeah, 5 minutes left. I mean, all they have to do is keep doing what they were doing, isn't it? Because it's keeping the pressure up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's intense.
I doubt they'll move the ball as heavily as they were before, though. It's going to be a lot of this from John Boulding. Newcastle just can't get frustrated because, especially when the ball's here, they need to be careful.
And I think Steers just 5 or 6 metres further closer to the goal. You know, he's getting drawn in. We were saying earlier he was that good out ball.
The interesting thing, just back on the penalty thing, one thing that has happened in the past is John Boulding's not been able to take penalties late on in games because when it's a game like this and he's been dribbling so much, his chair starts dying and lagging.
Right, okay.
And so
on the spin.
Well, yeah, and on the spin that's not ideal.
Yeah.
So
that's a battery thing, is it?
Battery thing,
right.
and just the motors start and his chair gets really
not
warm.
Like Formula One, the tyres degrading.
No, not the tyres. It's the motors and like because obviously he's been dribbling a lot with Ollie Crawshaw in this game. Yeah,
and we were saying earlier, weren't we, how hard his chair was working backwards and forwards. You could see the chair tipping. Right.
That was a too forceful of a tackle from Ollie Crawshaw, perhaps a sign of a little bit of frustration.
Yeah. Again, Steer, I think in the first half he'd have been on the halfway line or a bit higher. He's dropped back. Oh, and that was a nothing from John again, to your point. Is that deliberate?
That was purposeful, 100%.
Yeah. Keep it slow in
the delivery from Dan McClellan was so faint. It was just literally just to get it into the middle there. John Dixon is going to be substituted for Jordan Williams, who is a very good dribbler in these kind of situations. He's physical, don't get me wrong, but it works. He's the kind of guy you would want to bring on to see out a game like this.
An attackingly defensive substitute.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So 3 minutes left. We got McNeil and George on the bench for Aspire. I'm not sure they're going to make a showing. It's too risky, isn't it, at 1-0? I think Aspire just want to lock this up in... Their game plan has changed, hasn't it, quite clearly now. John's on the ball and having been moving it around between McClellan and Dixon, he's now not bothered.
Yeah,
he's happy to keep it locked up.
In earlier, Greenbank Middlesbrough for literally pretty much the entire second half. The ball was in the up right-hand corner on the bumper of Marcus Harrison, literally doing nothing, which... Fair play to the guy. This is where you want to keep it. It's actually Powerchair Football is it's almost the inverse of the running game, where in the running game when a team is trying to see it out, they drop back and they're all in their own penalty area and it's all people behind the ball. Whereas actually in Powerchair, you get people pinning people almost on their own goal line and they can't get out. It's been a good game of football though, Nick. And I am going to ask you for player of the match. So not now. In about 90 seconds time. So get your thinking cap on. Ollie Crawshaw, Cole Simpson, Kieran Steer now. Can't engage that in the way that he would have wanted. Now it's Dan McClellan. He's just going to take that ball with him. And by the way, your prediction of a goal either way is looking quite good right now. Literally, Spire have no interest in moving the ball. In normal circumstances, Dan McClellan would have tried to flick back to John Boulding there, and they would have almost had a 3-on-1 on the goalkeeper, but not at this moment in this game. It's a kick in.
Now, I didn't see any signals or chat that said, right, let's switch to slower play. Do they just all know?
I think they know. When you go 1-0 up with 5 minutes to... I think it's... If this was in the first half, I don't think we would be seeing this from Aspire at this point, but... When you go 1-0 up, it's been a cagey game, 1-0 up, 5 minutes to go. You know you're managing the hell out of it. It's just the same when Aspire played Teesside and they went 1-0 up with sort of 10 minutes to go. Very similar pattern of play. Ollie Crawshaw, the ball hardly even rolls when these two engage. It's been such a good battle. I mean, the one thing you would say is one of the most important things in sports is you've enjoyed it, and you have to say, you'd think Ollie Crawshaw and John Boulding have enjoyed this battle.
Yeah.
Contact on the back of John Boulding's chair from Ollie Crawshaw. This will probably be the last chance, so after this, I'll give you a chance to name your player of the match, but we'll watch this action first. Aspire need to switch
yeah, it's
on.
not dead, is it? Keep awake, Aspire. Simpson can touch it. Ooh.
Bowling is going to take this all the way away. Probably just going to dribble this. Locked in those chairs. Such a fierce battle between these two. Just hear the little
Clock's
nicks
at
of
0.
contact.
Ref's looked at his watch.
Very good by
There
Jordan
we
Williams.
go.
Right, well, I'm going to ask you for your player of the match.
Yeah,
Nick.
so up until 0-0, it was going to go to one of the defensive Newcastle players. Then Dixon and McClellan been brilliant, and then that coolness with Mitch McClellan stepped up and took the penalty. So I'm going to give it to him, and I think he won the penalty as well, didn't he? And to take the penalty in front of the England captain as well. And there'd been a little bit of anxiousness amongst the Aspire team. So Dan McClellan, my pick.
He got man of the match this morning as well.
Did
so
he?
the standout player of the weekend from Game Week 1 is standing out again in Game Week 2. Dan McClellan
and if he
now.
just
He's
finishes it here to cap it all.
that would have been perfect for your man of the match shout.
Right.
And
well
that's
done,
full
Aspire.
time.
Great game. But great game from both teams. Fabulous football.
Great game of football, a great battle between two really exciting teams. You can't complain about that.
No.
It's been a lovely afternoon of Powerchair Football. Thank you, Nick, for joining me.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with the last game of the day up next.
Yes.